So it's fair to ask, especially on a windy, dry, high fire danger day like this, whether Xcel Energy has done enough to bury power lines to reduce the risk. Our Evan Krugel went to Superior, where neighbors who lived through the Marshall Fire now have buried power lines, along with lingering worries about unprotected lines elsewhere.
When strong winds sweep through Superior, memories of the Marshall Fire can be tough to keep down.
What it stirs up is it's being scared. It's still a thought process in my head, yeah.
Ted Chavez has spent the past 4 years building back what he lost in the fire. And his new home isn't the only thing that's changed on his property.
Ever since I was a young little guy growing up here, we had power lines, but now they're underground.
I'd say 99% of the homes and businesses in Superior have buried utilities.
Superior Mayor Mark Lasis says burying power lines became a priority after the fire, which investigators say was caused in part by damage to an Xcel line that sparked. The company disputes that finding, but settled a lawsuit for $640 million earlier this year.
Well, I mean, I think it's one risk factor that has been mitigated. And as we've been recovering from the Marshall Fire, we've been trying to mitigate as much risk as possible.
Most of Superior was not included in Wednesday's public safety power shutoff, as Xcel preemptively turned off power to nearly 50,000 homes to prevent wildfire risk. Xcel has not said whether the buried power lines gave them confidence to leave this area off the map. Both Mark and Ted were glad to have power, but question if more work should be done to their west to bring lines underground, including these ones along Highway 93 that nearly blew over today.
Yeah, it's nice that you can look out and not see the power lines, but it's not here that caused the fire. It was back on 93. So that's the place they should be concentrating on, putting those wires underground, you know.
I did ask Xcel today for specifics on how many miles of line have been buried since the fire and what areas they've focused on. Kyle, they said they are working on a response. So far, we have not received one. Certainly will be interesting to see just how much work has been done, not just in Superior, but in those communities to the west.
Sure, and I mean, everybody understands they're kind of up to their keisters today, but this is a conversation that's going to continue because people really care about it.
Yep.
They also want to know where their money goes.
It's expensive work is what Xcel will say, but certainly would put some of these lingering fears to bed.
All right, Evan Krugel, thank you.